Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we are back on World of Warships Legends. We've got a new teaser trailer for the upcoming campaign ship. So let's go ahead and take a little watch and I will give you guys my thoughts on this one after the teaser trailer is concluded. Let's go ahead and take a peek, shall we? Alrighty, so the USS Laffey, Tier 8, Premium American Destroyer. This was a real ship in real life, obviously, real ship. Quite a bit of significant history with this one. This ship, I believe, suffered a mega shitload of kamikaze attacks and managed to survive, if I recall. Lots of Japanese kamikaze planes and all sorts of shit was sent at this beautiful little destroyer. Little she may be, but she definitely had a bite on her, that's for sure. There's actually a video, I think, by Operations Room that goes in depth of the history and the actual battles that kind of Laffey was dealing with. The amount of kamikaze planes and shit and all, I don't know, it was just insane. I do have the Wikipedia page pulled up. We will actually read more in depth and whatnot. But yeah, Laffey, let's keep reading on. Let's keep watching on. I'm kind of just going to break down the trailer. So, see what they say basically about the ship and whatnot. Now, one thing I want to point out, I don't know if this is just for like, you know, for fun or just for like cinematic purposes, but the turrets are rotating super slowly. I hope that's not actually how they traverse. Like, I hope that's just like a cinematic thing, because in real life, turrets didn't rotate insanely quick on naval ships. So maybe that's just like a trailer thing, unless they actually do rotate that poorly. Because if you guys know, most American DDs, their turrets rotate insanely fast. So if that's a thing with this, that's something I'm not really going to like. Obviously, we have some like old footage of Japanese planes coming in. That's kind of why, you know, they have a lot of them in here, because it's what happened in real life. So it's kind of referencing that. I bet this thing's going to have really good AA. They're probably going to have that reflect a little bit. And it's probably going to be the kid at Tier 8 for the Americans. We'll see. And I think it does get a heal. So, basically a kid. Kid gets a heal too. Now, if it was up to me, I would give all American destroyers a heal. All of them. They have been completely... I wouldn't say complete... They're still good gunboats, but they've been quite overtaken by the current European destroyers and whatnot. We all know how fucking stupid those things are, despite their quote-unquote nerf. They need something good going for them. The only thing that they're good at is gunfighting. That's it. There's really nothing else special about them. There needs to be something special about them. Like British destroyers, they get sonar, they get good torps, they get good guns. German DDs get good sonar, good torps, good guns. Everybody else gets all the good shit, and America's only got good guns. That's it. Like, that's the only redeeming fucking quality of our destroyers. Makes sense, right? It'd be cool if they gave our DDs a heal. Like, the kid, for example, has a heal. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking about it, but that's just my thoughts. I think American DDs need a little bit of a buff overall. They should all get heals, but that's just me. And they don't have to be really good heals, right? Just decent enough to where it's something cool to have. I don't know. But yeah, unmatched resilience. So it gets a heal. Like, the gearing, for example. Gearing has been hugely overcome recently, the past few years, with the addition of daring and with the addition of the Gdansk and whatnot. It's kind of sad, honestly. And the fact that the Tier 8 is almost better than the gearing is kind of crazy. Even despite it getting nerfed, it still is kind of better in some regards. But no, they should all get heals. I think they should. They don't have to be very good heals, just heals, you know, to heal back some HP to make up for the shit that you're losing out on, like sonars and radars and shit, right? That's cool. At least this one comes with a heal, so there you go. Ferocious firepower, obviously. It's an American destroyer. I sure fucking hope it has good Daka potential. High damage per minute. So high DPM. So it's probably has such a good reload that it just makes the DPM pretty decent, which is a common thing. That's what American DDs have always been good at, is dishing out lots of 5-inch gunfire. Boosted AA defenses. So there you go. That pretty much confirms it. This thing's going to be a more AA-focused DD. Not like you see a crazy amount of carriers at Tier 8 anyway, but it's still a thing, so... Tier 7 carriers are pretty common either way, so every other game you will get into carrier games, and that'll be pretty nice to have. The question is, though, is the DFAA going to be included in the whole list, or do I have to sacrifice a smoke or a heal for that DFAA? If I have to sacrifice a smoke and a heal, or a smoke, rather, or a heal for that DFAA, I'm just not going to fucking do it. So, it's probably going to be like it is on the Kid, where you have to sacrifice the engine boost for that AA. Which, again, I don't think is worth it, but whatever. Sharp handling, okay. Which, again, is pretty common for most American DDs. Most of them have around a 500 meter turning circle radius, so... Now, this is something that's unique. Unlimited smoke charges. Pretty cool. I don't know how long they're going to last, but hey, that's something. And it looks like there's a Halloween skin, I think. This looks like something straight out of Sea of Thieves. If you guys have played that game, and if you've done the ghost fleets, that's basically what I'm getting from this. Because, you know, Halloween and whatnot, it's right around the corner. So yeah, it's currently September 29th, but here in a couple days it will be the 1st of October, and then 30 more days to go until Halloween. So that'll be pretty cool. And obviously, it gets in torpedoes. We'll probably get some more info regarding this. World of Warships on PC also is getting this as well. WoW's PC has this as well. We're getting the same sort of ship that they're getting as well. So that's pretty interesting. Let's read in a little bit on the history of this thing. So, the USS Laffey DD-724 is an Allen M. Sumner class. So it is a Sumner class destroyer. We do have the Sumner in the game in Legends at Tier 8 as well. Constructed during World War II, laid down and launched in 1943, and commissioned in February of 1944. She was the second of the United States Navy to be named for Seaman Bartlett Laffey, who was awarded the Medal of Honor for his stand against Confederate forces during the Civil War. Laffey earned the nickname "the Ship That Would Not Die" for her exploits during the D-Day invasion and the Battle of Okinawa, when she successfully withstood a determined assault by conventional bombers and the most unrelenting kamikaze air attack in history. Today, the USS Laffey is a historical landmark, and you guys can, I think, see her. Yeah, I think she's a museum ship. Yep. Outside Charleston, South Carolina at Patriots Point. So that's pretty freaking awesome. USS Laffey's keel was laid down on June 28th of 1943 by Bath Iron Works Corporation. Bath, Maine launched on November 21st. Sponsored by Miss Beatrice F. Laffey, daughter of Seaman Laffey, and commissioned on February 8th, 1944, with Commander Frederick Beckton in command. World War II. Upon completion of underway training, Laffey visited Washington Navy Yard for one day and departed on February 28, 1944, arriving in Bermuda on March 4th. Uh-oh, Bermuda. We all know what happens in Bermuda. Kokomo. Or, ships going missing. If you guys know the Bermuda reference, the song Kokomo, Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Okay, never mind. Yeah, boomers will probably only get that joke. Or know that song. Most people don't know it. Just search up the Beach Boys. She returned briefly to Naval Station Norfolk, where she served as a school ship. Interesting. Then headed for New York City to join the screen of a convoy escort bound for England on May 14th of that year. Refueling at Greenock, Scotland, the ship continued on to Plymouth, England, arriving on the 27th of May. Hey, that's my birthday. May 27th. Nice. Laffey immediately prepared for the invasion of France. On June 3rd, she headed for the Normandy beaches, escorting tugs, landing craft, and 2 Dutch gunboats. The group arrived in the assault area off Utah Beach, Bailly de la Sion, fucking French, man, France, at dawn on D-Day, June 6, 1944, and on June 6th to the 7th, Laffey screened to seaward, and on the 8th through 9th of June, she successfully bombarded gun emplacements. Leaving the screen temporarily, Laffey raced to Plymouth to replenish and return to the coast of Normandy the next day on June 12th, pursuing enemy E-boats. Yeah, so basically she was around just fucking absolutely shitting on things. You know, doing what Laffey did best. So there's that. Also, late that day, the bombardment group retired and headed for Northern Ireland, arriving at Belfast, blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, so she was just kind of going all over the place. She was all over the fucking place. Really nothing else to be said there. Now let's go to where the meat and potatoes of the history for the ship. Kamikaze assaults. On 15th of April, 1945, so we're in 1945. If you know anything about 1945, this is when basically the war was coming to an end. Actually, April 20th, Hitler committed suicide. Let's see, Adolf Hitler, when did he die? He died on April 30th. So yeah, basically the war was coming to an end over in Europe. And, well, obviously the Japanese were getting shit on. We were pushing them in, you know, and we were about to drop the sun on them a couple months later. But yeah, Laffey was assigned to Radar Picket Station 1, about 30 miles north of Okinawa, and joined in repulsing an air attack. In total, the 13 enemy aircraft were downed that day. The next day, on April 16th, 1945, the Japanese launched another air attack with some 50 planes. At 8:30, an Ike D-3A Val dive bomber, they could have just said Val dive bomber. Why do they got to throw the whole fucking technicality in there? Just say Val. Then I would understand. A Val dive bomber appeared near the Laffey for reconnaissance. When the D-3A was fired upon, it jettisoned its bomb and left. Soon after, 4 D-3As broke formation and made a dive into Laffey. Two of the D-3As came in from the starboard bow. One was shot down by the mid-range 40 millimeter guns. The other was downed by the 20 millimeter guns as it got closer. The other 2 D-3As attacked from the stern. One D-3A shed pieces under fire until its fixed landing gear caught the water. The 4th D-3A got close until being shot down. Immediately afterwards, one of Laffey's gunners destroyed a D-4Y, making a strafing approach on the port beam. I think that's a torpedo plane, right? No, it's a dive bomber. Okay. One of those longer Japanese dive bombers. 10 seconds later, after that D-4Y was making a strafing run on the port beam, Laffey's main gun battery hit a second D-4Y on a bombing approach from the starboard beam. The D-4Y's bomb detonated in the water, wounding the starboard gunners with shrapnel. At 8:42, Laffey destroyed another D-3A approaching the port side. While the bomber did not completely impact the ship, it made a glancing blow against the deck before crashing into the sea, also spewing some lethal aviation fuel from its damaged engine. 3 minutes later, another D-3A. Just keep sending fucking D-3As and D-3-4s in this fucking thing. Another D-3A approaching from the port crashed into one of the 40 millimeter mounts on the ship, or of the ship, killing 3 men. R.I.P., man. Jesus. Destroying 20 millimeter guns and 2 40 millimeter guns. And setting the magazine afire. Immediately afterwards, another D-3A made a strafing approach from the stern, impacted the aft 5-inch 38 caliber gun mount, and disintegrated as its bomb detonated the powder magazine, destroying the gun turret and causing a major fire. Another D-3A Making a similar approach from astern also impacted the burning gun mount after its left wing caught a fire by Laffey's gunners. At about the same time, another D-3A on a conventional bomb run approaching from astern dropped its bomb, jamming Laffey's rudder 26 degrees to port and killing several men. And another D-3A approached from port and hit Laffey. Meanwhile, 4 F-2M, so this is our guys coming in, 4 F-2M Wildcats took off from the escort carrier, Shamrock Bay, attempting to intercept kamikazes attacking Laffey. One of the Wildcat pilots, Carl Ryman, made a dive into the kamikaze formation and targeted a D-3A, killing his wingman. His wingman took out that dive bomber while Ryman lined up behind another D-3A and opened fire and destroyed the enemy aircraft. GG, nice. Awesome, thanks for the support. Unlike my Wilds Legends teammates. 10 seconds later, Ryman pursued a Nakajima B5N. I like how also fighters in real life were awesome. Fighters in Legends suck. This dude, one fucking plane, right? 4 Wildcats are just shooting down everybody. Meanwhile, in Legends, you struggle to do anything with your fucking fighters. But, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, 10 seconds later, Ryman pursued a Nakajima B5N torpedo bomber plane, fired and killed the Japanese pilot. Only 5 seconds later, 5 seconds after he just fucking downed another plane, Ryman lined up behind another B5N and expended the last of his ammunition. As Ryman returned to his carrier, he made diving passes at kamikazes, forcing some of them to break off their attacks. The other 3 Wildcats destroyed a few aircraft and then interfered with the enemy's attack runs after they exhausted their ammunition until forced to return to Shamrock Bay, where their fuel ran too low to stay. Later on, a group of 12 American F-4U Corsair fighters of the United States Marine Corps intercepted the kamikazes. Marines coming in to save the day. Gotta love them. Getting dirty. Yes. Their actions were of significant help for the Laffey. So, again, awesome fucking job to our fighter pilots coming in to assist the Laffey. Probably why she, ended up living. She got hit already a bunch of times in the stern turret, I believe. And, damn, I mean, we read on how many fucking times she got attacked and hit. I lost count a while ago. So, yeah. Another D-3A approached the disabled Laffey from port. Again, remember, I think her rudder was locked at a 26-degree angle, remember. Another D-3A approached the disabled Laffey from port. From the port side, that's the left side, right? Starboard side to the right side. A Corsair pursued the kamikaze and destroyed it after forcing it to overshoot the ship. The Corsair lined up behind a Ki-43 Oscar, making a strafing approach on the Laffey from starboard side. One of the Laffey's gunners hit the Oscar, causing it to crash into the ship's mast and fall into the water. The pursuing Corsair also crashed into the ship's radar antenna and fell into the water, but the pilot was later rescued by LCS-51. I think that's a landing craft. Anyway, another D-3A came from the stern and dropped a bomb detonating off the port side. The D-3A was later destroyed by a Corsair. Good, fuck you. The Corsair quickly lined up behind another D-3A and fired, but the bomb from the second D-3A hit and destroyed one of Laffey's 40mm gun mounts, killing all of its gunners. R.I.P., man. R.I.P. The Corsair lined up behind 2 Oscars, approaching from the bow, took out one, and was shot down by another. The surviving Oscar was then shot down by Laffey's gunners. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, Oscar. Laffey's main battery fired upon a D-3A approaching from... Again, another one. Laffey's main battery fired upon a D-3A approaching from the starboard side, hitting the plane directly on the nose. Boom. The last attacker, a D-4Y, was shot down by a Corsair. I was going to say, friendly fire? What? No. Laffey survived, despite being badly damaged by 4 bombs, 6 kamikaze crashes, and a strafing fire that killed 32 and wounded 71. Insane. The amount of attacks, hits, and shit that the fucking Laffey took. Remember, this is a destroyer that took this many fucking hits and still managed to fucking stay alive. Crazy shit. Assistant Communications Officer Lieutenant Frank Manson Charlie Manson? What? Anyway. Asked Captain Frederick J. Beckton if he thought they'd have to abandon ship. To which he snapped, "No, I'll never abandon ship as long as a single gun will fire." What a fucking badass. Beckton did not hear a nearby lookout softly say, "And if I can find one man to fire it." Yeah, exactly. So just insane stuff. I'm surprised that the Fat Electrician has not done a video on the Laffey. Again, there's a really good video out there by the Operations Room. Search it up on YouTube right here, literally. Operations Room. Search that shit up. Fucking pull it up and type in the search bar or whatever. Or search Operations Room Laffey. Just type in Laffey. Not Laffer like I'm doing. Laffey. The history of the Laffey. Just insane. This video has 2.1 million views. A great video, very in-depth, and it goes into all that.
Have you ever watched?
So I do recommend it. I will put this video link in the description below if you are interested in an in-depth sort of like animated history of the USS Laffey and all the kamikazes. 52 kamikazes. Kamikazes attack a single destroyer. 50 fucking 2 planes. Think of that. 52. And they could not sink her. What a fucking badass destroyer. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see some of the awards that this ship got. So, Laffey received the Presidential Unit Citation and 5 battle stars for World War II service, the Korean Presidential Unit Citation, and 2 battle stars for Korean War service. That's right, of course, because American ships being American ships, just being the best in the world, continuing to go on and fight in future conflicts. Amazing. For Korean War service, the Meritorious Unit Commendation. I think I'm saying that right. Meritorious. I could be saying that wrong. So it's a very interesting word. Don't use it very often. During the Cold War, and the Battle E during all 3 conflicts. Nice. Laffey was declared a National Historical Landmark in 1986, at which time she was recognized as the only remaining U.S.-owned Sumner-class destroyer, and for her spirited survival of the kamikaze attack. You mean kamikaze attacks? Bro, the amount of shit that this little fucking destroyer went through, bro. Absolutely fucking amazing that it, managed to survive. Think of that. 50-something, like 30, 40, 50 fucking planes coming down to try to sink this motherfucker, and they couldn't do it, bro. Skill issue. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to go ahead and do it for today's video. Laffey is coming to World of Warships Legends. Cool. Interesting. Nice. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy my coverage of this, be sure to go down there, hit the like button, hit the sub button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a great rest of your weeks, everybody. See ya.